here. Let's go over all the games happened on Friday, October 29th. The first game, the Raptors barely beat the Orlando Magic. Franz Wagner played 34 minutes again. If he's on the waiver wire, if you're in a competitive league, you probably won't find a guy that can put up this level of stat every single game. But again, you're probably better off just streaming that spot. Had 10 points, 1-3. Didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but he give you some steals, blocks, some threes, a little bit everything. So a nice guy to have at the end of your bench. Wendell Carter Jr., maybe a sell high moment. Let's see where his ranking is. Yeah, 42nd ranked player. Averaging 13.3 points, 10 rebounds, 0.7 steals, and 1 block. I mean, it's mainly his field goal, 55%. Play really well past few games. It's a sell high. I don't think he's a top 50 guy. If you can get some top 50 guy back, sure. Like right now, he's ranked higher than guys like Jeremy Grant, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell. If I can get any of those guys for Wendell Carter, I don't think anybody's gonna do a trade. But if you do a 2-for-1, somebody might bite. He's been playing really, really well. But again, guys are coming back, and once they do, him and Mo Bamba both gonna lose out some minutes. Mo Bamba, great game. This is Mo's ranking is probably super high. Oh, you know what? Mo Bamba is not even as high as a Wendell Carter Jr. A big issue is his free throws, shooting 61% on 3 attempts. This game, huge rebound numbers. 18 rebounds, 3 blocks, 14 points. Again, those two guys are sell highs because guys are coming back. And I would do 2-for-1s, try to target those top, if I can get a top 50 or 40 guy back for, Wendell Carter Jr., Mo Bamba plus another guy, I'm very happy. Cole Anthony, same thing. Playing really well at the moment. 24 points. But, Markelle Fultz's going to be back. And that's going to take some of his minutes. The last couple games, he only took 13 shots. All the Magic starters took 13, 14 shots. So he just made them. 24 points, being a really hot shooting streak for Cole Anthony. Jalen Suggs, 21 points is nice, 4 threes, 1 block. But, not the most exciting guy. I don't know Jalen Suggs is a guy that could provide us a lot of defensive stats. It seems like the only thing he's doing so far is mainly just the points, and he's not even ranked inside of 200. So in 9 category leagues, in points leagues might be a different story because he give you those points. For the Raptors, Scotty Barnes is a sell high, 21 points. Again, he's been averaging a ridiculous amount of points. I didn't think he was a scorer like this. He's averaging some. Where is he at? Where's Scotty Barnes at? He's averaging 35 minutes. So far, 90th ranked player. He could finish around that, averaging 17.7 points. Siakam is going to be back. He might be, he might lose out some minutes. I think OG's minutes is pretty secure. I think once Siakam comes, Scotty Barnes is going to lose out some minutes. But he should still be getting 30 minutes a night. Is somebody else going to lose some minutes? But just won't play 37. But we know Nick Nurse likes to play guys have high minutes, other than the centers on this team. So Scotty Barnes is going to lose out some minutes for sure. We still don't know what's going to happen. So I think it will be a sell high moment for Scotty Barnes. And so far this season, he hasn't really been getting that defensive stats. Averaging only 0.7 steals and 0.7 blocks. Shooting the ball really well, 55%. That's his biggest category, the field goal. But I think it's a sell high. OG, buy low, 7 for 19. When Siakam comes back, I think OG might not be the first option. The efficiency is rough. I want to see more defensive stats. I know he just had a 5 steals last game, but we want to see more of those. Not the 19 shot attempts and 8 threes. Gary Trent Jr., he's almost getting into more and more must roster territory. We know he can score and shoot threes, but wow, he's 52nd ranked player. Why is his ranking so high? Because he's averaging 2.5 steals. Again, he had 2 steals and a block, so it's a system thing, right? All the Raptor guys, other than Scotty Bombs, are averaging. A lot of Raptor guys. I mean, we know Fred VanVleet is a big steals guy. OG is a big steals guy. Although both of those guys didn't get any steals, so that said something about Gary Trent Jr. When he was on the Blazers, he's averaging like 0.5, 0.6, a huge negative as a guard. But even if he just averaged 1.5, I think he's a must roster. Yeah, so really good. If he's out there on the waiver wire, let's go pick him up. And even when Siakam comes back, he should be getting 30 plus minutes. So that's good. Fred VanVleet played 40 minutes. The minutes is too high for Fred VanVleet and OG. I do worry that those two guys, I mean, they're young, but are they going to run out of gas at the end of the season? Are they going to get hurt playing such high minutes? I don't know. He played okay this game. Mainly, 3 threes and 19 points, but no defensive stats. And Chris Boucher is giving us some hope. He played 18 minutes, had 2 steals. But again, not a must roster. We could stream him for some blocks, but it's tough to hold him. But again, you don't find guys that average 1.5 blocks consistently on the waiver wire either. So it's one of those things. If you need blocks, sure. If your team is winning blocks anyway, or your team have little blocks, there's no point. The next game, the Brooklyn Nets beat the Pacers. I think the Brooklyn Nets are 3-3 after this. So, big bounce back thing for Harden. The Pacers, Justin Holiday, the minutes is above 30. That's fine. We could grab him for 3s and steals. Sabonis, wow. Huge numbers. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals and a block. He's worth a second-round pick, given this level of stat line. He is the 23rd ranked player, averaging 1.7 steals. That's a fluke. In 9 category leagues, he's probably in the top 40 in the range because his free throw is pretty bad. If he pounded free throws, he's obviously a lot better. I would sell high again. Brogdon is already hurt, just a few games in, so I would try to look to trade him. And Karis LeVert is coming back soon, and Karis LeVert also going to be huge on the Pacers team because all the Pacer guys, starters getting 30 plus minutes. They're giving out pretty good value, Miles Turner, this is more like what Miles Turner is. 9 rebounds is good, Low efficiency as a center, 9 points, but 1 steal and 2 blocks. Can't complain. Chris Durete, 34 minutes, took 19 shots, sell high. Karis LeVert is coming back very, very soon, and I imagine Karis LeVert getting 30 plus minutes. They're still gonna find some time for him, but just not 35 minutes. And if the guy doesn't play 35 minutes, if he plays 30, he could still be rosterable, but not like this. So come on, guys, we all know what's coming. Where he's ranked at the moment? Yeah, 92nd ranked player. But if I could get him from, Josh Giddey, I would do it. I would, if I can trade him for Sadiq Bey, I would also do it because the other two guys have similar level of output when given full 30 plus minutes, but he's gonna lose out on minutes. T.J. McConnell uncharacteristically took 14 shots, 4 for 14. Malcolm Brogdon is out, so if you want assists and steals, let's stream this guy. He's huge. And Torrey Craig getting huge minutes, 30. That came out of nowhere. 34 minutes, 28 points, and the 11. It's a fluke. Let's not worry about him. But we could potentially to stream him if Brogdon continues to be out. He seems to be the guy that Coach Carlo is favoring, giving him huge minutes. For the Brooklyn Nets, let's talk about James Harden. There were a lot of talks that hey, the free throw rule change. He only took 11 field goals, but went to free throw line 19 times. My God. This is Harden from the Rockets days. 29, 8 and 8. I still think Harden is going to be a top 5 guy. So if you want to, let's say he struggles the next game, just try to buy low on him. I know Paul George is also have a huge season, but I'm pretty comfortable Harden is going to be better than Paul George in 9 category leagues for sure. And Paul George's health is a concern, and Harden obviously has last season had hamstring issues. That's scary, right? But this is a glimpse of what Harden can do. So I still think he's a top 5 guy, and if he struggles, I would buy low on him again. And free throws, it's still a concern, but if Harden is being aggressive, he can still get to the free throw line. Obviously, this game is being played at Brooklyn, so if he's playing away games, it might be a bit harder to get the whistles. I don't know. Just guessing. Joe Harris hit 1-3. Bruce Brown, we could stream him from time to time for some rebounds and defensive stats. As a little guard, 25, 6 rebounds and a block. Okay, like if you should, can't be complaining. And Kevin Durant played 37 minutes and only took 10 shots and got 22 points. It just seems to me that when Kevin Durant is going off, the team doesn't win as much versus like a James Harden. Same thing when he was on the Warriors. Like if Curry was having a great game, it doesn't really matter because KD is going to get his. Like if KD just takes 11, 12 shots, the Warriors still win. Same thing here. If Harden had a great game and they win, and if KD had a great game, it doesn't really help the winning. So it's just interesting observation. I don't have any scientific proof, but seems to be picking up a pattern here. But KD, regardless, great stuff. Very, very efficient. The only KD is the top per game basis, top 5, top 6. Just gotta be healthy. So far, I don't think he missed a game yet. I don't know if Brooklyn had a back-to-back and he played on that game. The next game, the Charlotte Hornets lost to the Miami Heat, and Miles Bridges. Man, 37 minutes. Okay, so Terry Rozier is still out. When Terry Rozier comes back, Kelly Oubre Jr. will come off the bench. And Terry Rozier is a guy that's going to average 20 points. Is he going to take shots away from Miles Bridges? At this point, we have to think for the rest of the season, Miles Bridges is going to be a top 50, 60 guy. And knowing that, again, if you can get him plus another guy for a top 30, I would still do it. I still have my doubts on him. It's only been 2 weeks, and there are a lot of weapons and young guys on this team. I don't think he will be the clear number 1 option for the rest of the season. He's playing really well at the moment, sure, but that could change. I could see that. So again, I'll be more comfortable trading him for a more consistent top 50 guy. That's just me. But great stuff. Gordon Hayward, 23 minutes, a block. Gordon Hayward numbers, hit 5 threes, efficient everywhere. Only 1 turnover. Mason Plumlee, don't drop him. It's just 1 game. Maybe just matchup based. Also, PJ Washington came back and played well. 22 minutes, 2 steals and 2 blocks. If PJ Washington can get it up to 30 minutes, we gotta roster him. He's huge. His efficiency is bad, but can give us really good points, rebounds, blocks, steals and blocks. As a center, that's really valuable. LaMelo Ball, huge battle. Let's buy low on LaMelo. 2 for 14, 6 points, really bad efficiency, and interestingly play 30 minutes. So let's buy low on LaMelo. If I can, trade Miles Bridges for LaMelo, I don't think I would hesitate. In 9 category leagues, LaMelo is so much better. I don't think it's even close. For the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, huge. He second half of the season beginning of the season last year, he was really bad. He got hurt, he got COVID. But second half, Jimmy Butler was on a per game basis was basically a top 5 guy, and he's doing it again this year. So far, I know it's only been 2 weeks. Where is Jimmy Butler? Yeah, 5th ranked player. Only averaging 0.4 threes. That is hard to do. If he pounding threes, top 3. Really scary stuff on Jimmy. And again, if you can get, obviously depend on your team, but I don't think Jimmy would be consistently being in the top 5. He's averaging 25 points at the moment. I don't think he's going to average 25 points. Kyle Lowry is struggling at the moment. Assists could be a little higher, only 5.2. He could be a 6 assist guy, but 2.8 steals is not sustainable, and 51% from the field is not. So I think he's more in the 10 to 15 range. But right now, really, really good. PJ Tucker, no, let's not worry about him. Bam, a great game. Man, I think he was questionable coming in. He's not 11th. After this game, 37th ranked player, averaging 20 points and 14 rebounds. Huge rebounder. 85% from the free throw line. That's too high. He's a high 70s guy, but weirdly only averaging 0.4 blocks and 1 steal. He could be a 1.2, 1.3 steals guy and 1.6, 1.7 blocks. So when that happens, he's a top 25. Who knows? Maybe top 20. Duncan Robinson, just a 3-point streamer. He took 11 threes. Hit two of them. Kyle Lowry struggling. I think it's a huge buy low. I think Kyle Lowry should be a top 70, 80 guy pretty comfortably, mainly due to his assist. Good rebound for a point guard, get steals, blocks. And only thing is his efficiency and once his shots are falling, he's to a new team. Once his shots are falling, he will average 14, 15 points. I wouldn't be too worried about Kyle Lowry. I think he should be very comfortably a top 70, 80 guy. So let's buy low. Tyler Hero shot the ball really well, but if I can get any top 50, 60 back for Tyler, I would do it. Mainly he just give you points. And how important is points to you? If he's that missing piece, your points are not competitive, and with him, then you keep him. But if you're already kind of weak in points, you could trade him to get upgrades in multiple categories. And if his shots are not falling, I don't know. But good game from Tyler Hill. And at some point, I think Kyle Lowry is gonna start shooting the ball better. The scoring is gonna be a bit more evenly distributed for a team like the Miami Heat. Let's go to the next game. The Sacramento Kings beating the New Orleans Pelicans. Harrison Barnes again, 18 and 12. Again, guys, let's try to trade him. Right now in 9 category leagues, let's see. Where is Harrison? Oh my God, he's all the way. If we can get any top 50 guy back, I don't. He's averaging 25 points so far. I don't think it's sustainable. Harrison Barnes is being in the league forever. Don't think he just improved that much over the offseason. So any top 40, 50 guy. Let me see if there's a realistic. Him plus somebody else for Jason Tatum. Him plus somebody else for, a Fred VanVleet, or Jaren Jackson Jr. Like all those guys. Fred VanVleet is pretty low at the moment. I still think Fred VanVleet should be a top 25 guy pretty comfortably. He's shooting the ball. He's struggling a lot at the moment, and 41% and 71% from the free throw line. Like those percentages. Okay, 41% is realistic actually, but 71% is not. So I think Fred VanVleet should be a top 30 guy overall, and Harrison Barnes plus somebody else for Fred VanVleet if you're punting field goal, right? Harrison Barnes for Jaren Jackson Jr. straight up. Who knows? Somebody might do the trade. And Jaren Jackson Jr. Per game basis, Jaren Jackson's upside is huge. Although Harrison Barnes is a top 12 right now. So I don't even know Jaren Jackson Jr. has that upside. But yeah, I will look to. There's so many trade scenarios you could do early in the season, because the values are all over the place. Richaun Holmes 7 for 8, just very very rock solid. They even had 21 points, and look at their free throw percentage, 7 for 7. That's not sustainable. We want to see Richaun Holmes getting more blocks, but 1 block is okay. Tyrese Halliburton had a pretty good game, 17 points, efficient everywhere, 8 assists, 1 block. That's why we love Tyrese Halliburton. He's a 9 category guy. Very, very efficient. Not huge counting stats, but give you a bit of everything. De'Aaron Fox continues to struggle shooting the ball, but 4 for 4 from the free throw line is good, but no defensive stats. 23 points is okay. I think De'Aaron Fox right now is a pretty big buy low. Buddy Hield coming off the bench, no worries. 3 threes, 20 points. We cannot drop Buddy Hield if he gets close to 30 minutes a night. Some nights he will struggle, give you 6 points and nothing else. But his threes, his threes. Where his rank? Wow, he's 40th ranked player, averaging 4.4 threes. I mean, he could average 4 threes a game. So good stuff from him. Davion Mitchell, not a must roster. But if he gets 30 minutes, he'll get you 1.5 steals. I think we know that. For the New Orleans Pelicans, Valanciunas, man, I completely forgot. Zion Williamson has been out. So when Zion comes back, Valanciunas is going to lose out some value for sure. Because some nights, they won't, because they really don't have any big men. They're playing Herbert Jones 25 minutes. So when Zion comes back, Herbert Jones is going to lose all the minutes. And in certain scenarios, Pelicans might go small, right? Zion at the 5, Brandon Ingram. That's just me thinking. So, and then obviously going to take some shots away from Valanciunas. He's a huge sell high at the moment. We know given the minutes, he's always been a very good fantasy guy. You know, he's again 14th ranked player in 9 category leagues, averaging 15 rebounds. When Zion comes, Zion's going to take some rebounds away from him too, not just the playing time and some shots. So I'll look to sell. Like he's I think very comfortably a top 50 guy, top 40, 50. But if he can get any top 20, 30 guy back, I would do it before Zion gets back. Nickeil Alexander-Walker struggled again, 20, with his shot, but 1 steal and 2 blocks. Let's not drop him ever. Hold on. And if your team is pounding field goal, he's super great for your team. Brandon Ingram struggled from the field. This is the problem with Brandon Ingram. You look at the rebound, the assist, the points, looks fine. No defensive stats, and efficiency is not the best. He's usually a pretty good free throw shooter, but, it's just the efficiency and the defensive stats for Brandon. He needs to improve to be a good fantasy guy. Devontae Graham, we know he's probably the worst field goal guy in the NBA, but 2 steals, 16 points, sure. Let's see the next game. The Dallas Mavericks got destroyed by Denver without Porzingis. What a joke, Porzingis. 2 weeks in, he already missed 2-3 games with back problems. I mean, I think perfect. This is how you handle Porzingis. If he goes off, comes back, have 5 blocks, 30 points, you trade him. Trade every top 50 guy. Per game basis, Porzingis is great, but just missed too many games. Luka struggled. Everybody struggled on this team. For Jalen Brunson, I wouldn't drop him yet because everybody struggled at the minutes because it was a blowout. So I wouldn't drop him. During the finish minute, look at that. What is that? Just a bad game, so we could just forget about all the Maverick guys and move on. For Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. continues to be a buy low. He just can't find his shot. I mean, he's a super, super efficient guy, but 5 for 12 points. I still expect him to be a top 30. In 9 categories, he's a top 30 guy, top 40 guy, I think. Especially if you're pounding assists, you want to buy low on this guy. If your team is pounding assists, I look to buy low on Michael Porter Jr. Aaron Gordon, great. He's playing pretty well lately. We could look to stream him and pick him up, see what happens. He's going to be up and down. Jokic was questionable, just easy work for him. 16 rebounds, 8 assists in just 25 minutes. That's fine. Like if Jokic is not being aggressive, he's doing everything else. You grab the rebound, get the assist. Scoring is, he's gonna average 22, 23. That's fine, but he's doing everything else. A 9 category guy, really good stuff. Will Barton, obviously good stuff. He's gonna have value all season. He's gonna be up and down. So if he struggles, don't drop him. Monty Morris, 8 points and 3 assists. Yeah, he's not that exciting, even without Jamal Murray. Let's go to the next game. The Clippers got destroyed by the Blazers. Paul George, man, 42 points. I was talking about Paul George for Harden. I would, if I own Paul George, if I can get Harden, I would do it. Paul George early in the season, getting a lot of steals, and sure, he's by far the number 1 option on this team. He could, I think he's a top 10 guy this season, but if I can get Harden, I wouldn't think too much about it. But either way, Paul George right now is ranked higher than Harden, the 3rd ranked player, averaging 3.2 steals and 28 points. I don't think he's going to average 28, and I don't think he's going to average 3.2. He's realistic. He's a top 10 guy. And he's shooting the ball really well, 50%. He made 6 threes. Monster game from Paul George. First 2 weeks, really good. Batum, not so much. Let's talk about Eric Bledsoe. I would buy low on Eric Bledsoe. I think he only played 22, struggled. I mean, the team struggled. But the most encouraging thing so far I've seen from Eric Bledsoe, he should be getting 30 minutes a night pretty comfortably. And he's getting steals. He's getting a lot of steals on this Clippers team. So 1.5, 1.6 steals. Even everything else, just a little bit. We cannot drop him. Even everything else is just give us 12 points and 2 threes and 4 assists. That's top 80, I think. Top 90, I'm just thinking on top of my head. So don't ever drop him. We know Eric Bledsoe is a very up and down. But given that he has the defensive stats this year, I don't think it's changing on this Clippers team. I don't think. So, let's keep him and buy low. Reggie Jackson, if he pounding field goal, I think he's a must roster. But, just want to see him getting more steals, maybe getting a bit more assists. Luke Kennard played 33 minutes. Just a 3-point streamer, and that's all he is. For the Blazers, Damian Lillard finally shot over 50%. Hit 5 threes, good stuff. 6 turnovers, 25 points. I think he remains to be a buy low. CJ McCollum didn't shoot the ball well, but what is up with the defensive stats? 1 steal, 2 blocks. From CJ, if you can trade CJ for Damian, absolutely do it. Yusuf Nurkic, 14 points. Wow, look at this stats. In just 23 minutes? This is why people love Nurkic. Because he's every once in a while he could have big games like this, but a lot of the times he's just struggling. But yeah, 17 rebounds. You just look at this, you just get a boner how great Nurkic is. Is he a sell high? Not really. I don't think people would buy into that. We know he's inconsistent. And Robert Covington, 8 rebounds, 3 threes, 2 steals. I mean, what are you gonna do? You cannot drop Robert Covington. And I think at some point he's gonna give us really good fantasy values. Just not now. I want to be patient with Robert Covington, and for sure buy low, but just be careful. Don't throw any like top 60, 70 guy because he may not get there. But don't drop him in category leagues for sure. In points leagues is a different story. Category leagues you cannot drop Robert Covington. Let's look at the last game of the night. The Cleveland Cavaliers lost to Lakers 101-113. Evan Mobley. Man, I want to say sell high, but he could realistically be a top 50 guy this season. Where are his rankings? He's 41st ranked player. He might just be a top 50 guy, best rookie fantasy guy in the class. He really can do everything, A good field goal guy and 2 for 5 from the free throw line is obviously bad. But overall, really pretty solid game, and played 36 minutes. Lauri Markkanen, 17 points, okay, and Kevin Love only getting 16 minutes. If Kevin Love gets 16 more minutes for Lauri Markkanen, more minutes for Evan Mobley, I'm not complaining. I don't think we want to stream Kevin Love even. Jared Allen struggled massively. It was a minus 23 against it's understandable, the Lakers front court. 9 rebounds, maybe a buy low. Colin Sexton, obviously we don't drop him. Colin Sexton, 9 points, 2 steals. A bad Colin Sexton game, and it looks like the Ricky Rubio is a must roster. He got 31 minutes. Most nights Ricky Rubio gonna get 25, and it's basically 3-way minute split between 3 guards. 3 times 48. That's 2 times 48 divided by 3. That's like 32 minutes for these 3 guards. Mainly all the minutes are going to those 3 guards. And Darius Garland is the best guy out there. Had 11 assists. He's gonna be top 10 in the assists this year. So gonna give you decent points and threes. If he can bring more more steals, that'll be great. Colin Sexton mainly just a points guy, and Ricky Rubio, good assists and steals, and good game from Ricky Rubio. Let's grab him on the waiver wire. He's a must roster. Must roster. He's gonna be up and down. I know that, but if Ricky Rubio has 30 minutes a night, I think we know he's a must roster. For the Lakers, LeBron came back and right off the bat played 38 minutes. I really do worry. Now is a perfect time to sell LeBron. I think he's gonna get hurt again at some point. Just minutes is too high, and the Lakers looks like they really need LeBron to play this high minutes because they're struggling. They really need him to play high minutes. 3 steals and a block, really good. 7 turnovers is bad, but really good stuff from LeBron across the board. AD, when LeBron comes back, AD just only took 14 shots, 15 points, a steal and 3 blocks. AD should still be a top 10 guy, average. His free throw percentage. We're not going to talk about DeAndre Jordan and Ken Bazemore. Not interested in Russell Westbrook. Look at that. As soon as LeBron comes back, his rebound and assists divided by half. So if he didn't sell high on Russell Westbrook, that sucks. But I still do think LeBron is going to be on some kind of load management throughout the season. He cannot be playing 38 minutes a night and not sit out some back-to-backs. So when those nights happen, Russell Westbrook is going to be a triple-double. You can pretty bet on that. And Carmelo Anthony is very up and down. Had played really well. Hit 6 threes, 24, 20. It could be a points and 3 streamer, but just like many points and 3-point streamers, they're very up and down. So you don't really know what you're gonna get out of him. And that's it for all the games, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow.